Welcome back to the Mustang Blueprint. I am Morgan Muller here with co-host
John O'Brien.
and today we have Abby Russell here with us to talk a little bit about real estate and her journey. So thank you, Abby, for coming and hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys for inviting me.
So to start off, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from? What do you do? Your major? Stuff like that.
Yeah, so I am originally from Omaha, Nebraska. I'm a fourth-year senior this year. I play softball as well. I'm a digital marketing major with a finance minor and got my real estate license back in April to be a full-time realtor.
Nice. I love that. So what got you interested in real estate?
There wasn't really anything specific for me. It was in high school something that I'd always been interested in. It's just one of those things you and your friends go drive around, look at the nice neighborhoods, and, I've always been kind of mesmerized by homes and the process, and up until, it's always just been an idea, and then sophomore year of college, I got an internship and fell in love with it.
I love that for you. So with being an athlete, you play softball, as well as being a full-time student and now doing real estate, how do you kind of balance all of that? Like the work, the school, life, everything. How do you balance that?
So every day is different. My softball schedule is different every day. My school schedule, I'm also a part-time server. That schedule is different. And real estate's different every day. So it's trying to plan out my weeks as much as I can, but sometimes I get a text at 5 p.m. Hey, I want to go see this house today. Okay, let's go. So you have to manage your time, but a lot of the time you're kind of just playing it by ear and you have to balance, but just really trying to find the happy medium every day.
Yeah. So with trying to find a balance, do you have any little tips or tricks that you use to find that balance?
So school, I mostly, because of my crazy schedule, I try to be online a little bit more, and that just helps me. At the beginning of the week, I can try and get everything done. So that's usually come Sunday or Monday when everything's posted. That's first on my list. Get that done, get it out of the way. Like I said, softball is different every day. So just going around those, and then usually by the end of the week, I'm done with school, and I can focus on real estate and really dive into that.
Yeah. Obviously, life has many challenges. So with being a young real estate agent and being so busy, how do you combat those challenges on a daily basis?
Yeah, so Marshall's definitely, a smaller town. So being new in the industry, I'm learning a lot. The thing about real estate, you learn something every single day. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the industry. You're going to learn something new all the time. And that's just something that I am learning to be comfortable with, is learning every single day, just because I want to dive head first. I want to know everything. I want to be the best at what I do, at everything that I do. And so understanding that you're not going to be perfect. I'm just starting this. I heavily rely on my team. So I'm part of the Dites Group team in town. Amazing. We're top 3% Indy Dyna agents. We have many, many years of experience within our team. So really being able to trust them, learn from them, get as much information from them that I can, and just trusting the process of, I'm new, I'm going to continue learning. And that is something that I love about it. It's always something new. But just really diving into accepting and taking in as much knowledge as I can is definitely a big challenge. Yeah.
With having your team and your mentors, who would you say has mentored you in coming into the real estate agent?
Yeah, so we have 3 really experienced agents on our team: Troy Dietz, Kelly Swenson, and Cynthia Rogers. And then I was 3rd or 4th to join onto our team, and then we have a few other agents who just recently joined as well. But Troy, Kaylee, and Cynthia have been amazing, along with our assistant, Kelly Walling. They have so much knowledge, and they've been so amazing to work with. And they really just took me under their wing when I did my internship with them. And I fell so in love with the team and the way that they work together and their commitment to what they do and their clients, that I've just really been able to take in, like I said earlier, as much information from them as I can and be able to trust them that they're going to help me continue to grow, and really falling back on that for them to be able to guide me, lead me, and make me a better agent.
Yeah.
Being like an agent, have you seen like the difference with like this person has this experience versus that person has a lot less experience? How much more experience does one person have than the other?
It's all across the board. I mean, at Edina, which is my brokerage, we have some agents who, you know, have just passed their test and have had an active license for a month. And then I want to say maybe another agent, I want to believe 50 plus years. And then we also have two of our brokers who are part-time that come in and obviously are very knowledgeable and try and push that onto the other agents into the office. So it's a wide range of experience throughout our office and in Marshall alone. Yeah.
Would you say that becoming a real estate agent in a smaller town, because I know you're from Omaha, Nebraska, and that is a huge city. So do you think that starting off in a smaller town will eventually help you in the long run?
So the thing about Marshall is, yes, it's small, and it's very, very different if I were to start here versus if I were to start in Omaha. It would be two completely different learning experiences. With Marshall, because it is smaller, I wouldn't get probably as much business as I would in Omaha, but I'm learning from a group of people that I trust, and I want to be able, like I've talked about, dive into all of their knowledge and learn as much as I can from these really experienced agents who are very successful, and take that onto myself. And if I was in Omaha, I don't know if I would have the same experience. So I am happy that I stayed in Marshall and was able to, you know, be in a group that I'm comfortable with and can learn, versus being in a big city by myself, possibly, maybe without a team, maybe with a team. But right now I'm with a group that I'm very happy to be a part of, and who knows what I could have had in Omaha, but right now I'm happy what I found in Marshall. Yeah.
So eventually, do you think that you will continue your real estate journey when you go back to Omaha?
Yeah, I don't know when that is, figuring that out. But yeah, no, definitely at some point I'll be traveling back to Omaha. And who knows, maybe I'll keep my Minnesota license with my Nebraska license. Because as an agent, you have to have a license for each state that you're able to practice in. So right now I just have my Minnesota license. At some point I plan to move back to Omaha and get my Nebraska license, but you know, I'm just kind of playing it as ear right now, and kind of just seeing where everything takes me.
Yeah, you can sell me a house.
Yeah, I know.
What is the process like to get a license for being a realtor?
Yeah, so you have your coursework. Every state is different. For Minnesota, it's 90 hours of coursework that you have to go through. There's 3 big tests within the coursework. And then you have your state exam and your national exam that you have to pass.
Nice. So if you have any words of advice for people who maybe want to get started with real estate, how would you advise them to get one foot in the door?
I would recommend getting an internship. When I went into my internship, it was just, this is something that I'm interested in. I'm not sure, and I'm interested in marketing as well, which is my major, and I wasn't sure when I went in for the internship if this is exactly what I want to do and this is a career that I want to take. And the second I started it, I absolutely loved it, and I knew that that was my next step, and of getting my license. And I just thought, well, I don't want to wait till after I graduate, so I'm just gonna get my license anyways and roll with it. But I really get into an internship, and if you have someone and that is an agent or a broker or maybe works close with real estate agents, depending on what their profession is, I would start with an internship or just go sit down and have a conversation with them. Hey, what's your day-to-day look like? What does your week look like? How do you manage your time? What does your schedule look like? Just getting to understand those things, and like I said, an internship's the best way to see if it's what's for you.
You talked a little bit about like sitting down, talking with people, and that goes hand in hand with networking and communicating. How would you advise somebody to grow their networking skills?
Marshall, being a small town, you have to get involved in the community. And I kind of get the good side of it with softball because we are involved in the community a lot. So being able to market myself as an agent in those as well. For example, the homecoming parade, we have our moving truck that we can use for our clients. They get to usually have our faces on it. So I was throwing candy out the window to homecoming parade while the softball trailer's behind me and wearing my softball gear, and just little things like that, events around the community and getting your name out there and making sure that everyone that you know knows that you're a real estate agent is one of the biggest things. It's like, your name gets brought up in conversation, and even if it's not on the conversation of, you need an agent, just, this person is an agent. So that way when they're ready, when time's rolling around, they have you in the back of your head.
So with being able to talk to people and say, hey, I'm a real estate agent, do you carry cards with you with your name on it?
Everywhere.
Everywhere?
I have some in my coat.
I might need one after
Yeah,
this.
I'll give you one. I stopped around the second I got my business cards. I went around every local shop in Marshall and just asked, hey, can I leave a stack of these with you when I travel? Because I do work outside of Marshall, too. I'll travel to smaller towns. I'll stop in the gas station, see if they have a poster board. I can just throw them up. I have so many of them, so I just I throw them out. Hopefully it falls into the right hands, and making sure everyone knows that you're a real estate agent, connecting your name with being an agent. Yeah.
So I do have a question. Have you sold a house frequently?
I am closing on a house on Friday, actually.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. And that will be my third sale from getting my license, and that one's out in Clara City, so a little bit of a drive, about an hour away from here.
Not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
So do you travel frequently to smaller areas around Marshall to sell houses?
I will go anywhere. Yeah, so I, Tracy, Valentin, been to Ivanhoe, Hendricks, Clara City quite a bit, Cottonwood, anywhere close, I'll go to, and where there's business, there's business. Yeah.
Do you want to eventually just open it up to other spots in Minnesota outside of these smaller towns outside of Marshall?
It would be nice, just maybe eventually traveling up to towards the cities. However, it gets kind of tricky because if there's an issue, I can't always be there right away when a client needs me. If, for example, something went wrong at the house, it's going to take me 2.5 hours to get up there and, solve a problem for them. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not opposed whatsoever to getting up there and doing business, but sometimes it can be a little bit unrealistic.
Yeah.
So are clients understanding of that then?
I really haven't worked too far away. The farthest that I have worked is about, I would say probably Clara City, about an hour range. But yeah, no, everyone's different and everyone has their own time frame and their own schedule. So you just have to try and be accommodating to them as their agent. So yeah, it just kind of depends on where the business is. And like I said, I'm not opposed to going up towards the cities or towards bigger towns a bit farther away, but you have to kind of be realistic on how much you're able to handle with the drive too.
So this might be a little bit of a contradicting question, but do they give you a car for those travels?
No, but it is a tax write-off. So
Okay.
yeah, so you have to track your mileage. So I just keep a little app on my phone, and I keep track of what are business miles and what are not. And when taxes roll around, I can write all of it off. Yeah.
So I already touched a little bit on this with balancing your school life, with your work life, and all of that stuff. What are some tips that you would maybe give somebody who might be struggling to balance those things?
I would say write it down on the days, because everyone has their days when they wake up, they don't want to do anything. Like the days that motivation is hard and it's hard to, get yourself up to get things done. Everyone has those days. I think sometimes just as simple as making a list of, okay, I need to get this done today, I need to get this done today, and I need to get this done today. Just so that way you have it out in front of you, you're able to look back on it and get working on it, taking it day by day. Because if you try and plan out, everyone's different. Me personally, if I try and plan out way beforehand, it's not going to happen. Like, I need to take every day by day. Every day is different. A different situation comes up every day. So just try and take small steps of, I need to get these things done today. And then once you're done with that, okay, now you can focus on tomorrow. But sometimes when you try and plan out, a whole week, weeks ahead of time, it can get too much, and people, it can get too much, and it can get stressful. So just taking small steps to be able to motivate yourself.
So you had mentioned that you play softball.
Mm-hmm.
So with this upcoming softball season, how do you think that real estate is going to look for you with travel and being gone?
So this will be my first season while doing real estate as a full-time agent during softball season. So like I said, I'm just kind of playing it by ear. I want to do as much work as I can, and I want to stay committed as much as I can into real estate. Yeah. So I'm just going to be kind of playing it by ear. With Minnesota weather, we never know when our softball schedule is going to change. But a lot of times, I can do paperwork on the bus. I can do paperwork. I can get on the phone on the bus. I can do all that stuff in a hotel when we're hours away. Mm-hmm. And again, falling back on my team, I know if a new house comes on the market and I need to get my clients in there, my team is great. We will help each other out with showings if needed. And like I said, if I need to get a client into the house, I'm not too worried about, one of them helping me out and lending me a hand.
Yeah.
So when is like the housing market, like with months, when is it like the most hot and busy?
From my experience, I'd definitely say summer, which is right when I started. So it was just, it was getting thrown into a crazy time pretty much for me, and I absolutely loved it. It was great. And then, which makes perfect sense to me. Obviously, this is my first full year going in as being an agent. So I'm learning as I go, but from what I'm seeing right now and from what I've learned from other agents, Thanksgiving to the Super Bowl is very slow from what I have heard and which I am seeing and which I've began to see throughout the last few weeks. Inventory is getting a little slower, still definitely way more buyers than there are houses. But I would definitely say summer is the best time to be an agent, but the hottest that the market is. And then, after school starts, no one wants to move with their kids. It's getting snow on the ground. You don't want to be moving all your stuff out of your house.
So what is the housing market like right now?
So like I mentioned, it's a little bit slower right now. Just kind of being in the middle of the year, it's cold. Like I said, snow's coming down. No one wants to move while it's freezing outside and getting all their stuff out of the house with the snow. We're kind of hoping interest rates have been about like right here, right now, just slowly going down. This summer, they dropped below 7 finally. So right now, it's just on a slight decline, hoping that it keeps on going down. So that will always, impact the market on how quickly or how busy the market is. But yeah, I'm hoping after, we kind of get past the Super Bowl, like everyone keeps telling me, they're like, just wait till after the Super Bowl. So I'm hoping that once we get past there, it will start to spike back up and we'll get a little bit busier.
Sweet. So now to jump a little bit to your personal experiences and how would you say that being a real estate agent has changed your mindset and changed your goals?
Yeah. Being an agent, it's different every day. The people I meet, the people I work with, my clients, they're all different. And I've got to experience so many different people and be able to connect with different personalities and hearing everyone's stories. Like my favorite part of my job is learning so much about other people and being able to connect with my clients has been absolutely my favorite part about my job, which I absolutely love. And just being able to build that connection with people, whether they're your clients, whether they're lenders, other agents, that's my favorite part, is just being able to learn so much from other people, not even real estate wise, but life wise, and hearing other people's stories is one of my favorite parts. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would say that your biggest takeaway is the experiences you have with others.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you give
definitely.
us an example of like a big takeaway that you've had in the last couple of months working as a real estate agent?
That's a good one. I learn a lot about, I'm a planner. So I like to plan, my future way out ahead of time. Family, friends, how the direction I want my life to go. And being a 21-year-old real estate agent, I'm working with people who are successful, who've got it figured out. So being able to learn how they manage their time, how they manage their family, their kids, their clients, and are doing this as a full-time job, that's probably the biggest takeaway that I'm going to get in general is, you're going to have a balance in your life. Right now I'm juggling a lot of things, but at the end of the day, it's yourself that's most important, and being able to make sure that you're okay, you're being able to handle what you're juggling, and learning, like I said, from all these amazing people who are handling so much and are very successful. So that's, I would say definitely the biggest thing is learning, managing your time with the life that you have.
So how do you balance all that out when you want to do something?
So kind of like I said earlier, it's really day by day for me. I'm very blessed to have a great support system. My teammates, my coaches, my real estate team, my friends, my family are all amazing. And I know that on the days, like I talked about, when there's days I don't want to get out of bed and I don't want to do anything, I know I can fall back on them to be like, hey, like, you're okay. Like, you got this. Like, you're fine. Like, get up. Like, let's go. Like, type of thing. And I know that I have those people in my circle that I'm able to fall back on and trust, and not just hold me accountable, but kind of give me hey, like, you love doing this. Like, this is what you love to do. And that's kind of my motivation. That's kind of what keeps me going every day. Yeah.
So if you could tell you 2 years ago, if you could talk to yourself, what would you tell her?
Get your license earlier. That's what I would say. Yeah, just, I would say get your license. Being able to learn as much as I have in just, less than a year, and everything that I've learned, I wish I would have started earlier, but it is a lot with school and softball, so maybe back and forth, but if you can get it done and you think you can handle it, just go do it. And if you love to do it, just do it. Why not? Type of thing. So yeah,
definitely.
I would tell her
taking that leap, taking that first step.
Tell her to start studying for a test.
Study for a test.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're getting towards the end of this episode. Is there anything else that you would want our viewers to take away from this discussion today?
Yeah. Kind of like I just said, if you find something that you love, don't put it off. Don't make excuses for yourself. Just go out, take that step, trust in yourself, buy into your process, and be able to take in everything that you want, because you're able to do it. No one in my family or that I'm close to is in real estate, but I'm like, hey, I love this. I'm just going to jump, and if I fall on my face, I'll fall on my face and I'll get back up. So if you find something you love, don't put it off. Just take your step, and what's the worst thing that could happen?
Anyone who's a student of SMSU can be a part of Senate. So just to clarify, does that mean international students, online students, regardless of your status, as long as you're paying fees?
Absolutely, anyone. We just recently got an online student this year, actually, to participate as a senator. So that's been a unique experience. I mean, sure, it has its little hiccups where we got to figure out how to run a Zoom call while also all these other things that are going on at once. Something that we all try to actively pursue no matter what.